Guys, I'm so excited because I've got my Away soft side suitcase that's so chic and cute as I hop on the plane for a quick jaunt to do my show in Las Vegas. It fits everything from my heels to my sexy sparkly dress, all in the carry-on bag because the soft side makes it that I can even fit more. I love how it just opens up and I can just pack so much in what feels like a huge deep space, but then zip it up and it's still the size of a carry-on. You got to check out the new soft side luggage from Away. Head on over to awaytravel.com and use code JuicyScoop to save 15% on any Away suitcase. That's awaytravel.com. Code JuicyScoop to save 15% on any Away suitcase. Offer ends 12/31/24 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody has a hair type, and I love Way because their shampoo and conditioners are made to deliver what is just right for you. I get dryness, especially at the end of my hair, and that is why I absolutely love Way's conditioning hair mask. It is for fine to medium and thick hair types, but it instantly restores hydration, fights frizz, and strengthens the strands. Wash your way to healthy hair and get your hair routine that's made just for you. By Way. Go to THEOUAI.com and use promo code JUICY for 15% off any product. That's THEOUAI.com, code JUICY.
Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Woo woo. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have a great show for you, some updates, some new info, and then a great interview with two hilarious comedians. So let's get into it. First of all, of course, I want to remind you about my live shows. I'm getting real excited. I'm getting some cute fall outfits together, going to the East Coast. On October 4th, I'll be at the Parks Casino in Philadelphia with the hilarious Tammy Pescatelli. Then Chris Frangiola is joining me in Ridgefield on October 5th and in Boston October 6th, as well as Minneapolis, October 18th, and Chicago, October 19th, and then back to the Irvine Improv, October 8th and 9th for stand-up, live Juicy Scoop, special surprise guest, which I will let you guys know as we get closer. That is November 10th, but everything is at heathermcdonald.net, as well as those February dates, February 14th, 15th, and 16th, which is New York City, D.C., and Red Bank, New Jersey. So get on it. You will not regret it. You will have a blast. I am loving the show. Okay, couple corrections from the previous show that I did. You know, I'm just like inundated with this P. Diddy stuff. And we talked about Justin Bieber. And I said I said Bridget Nielsen, who is an actress from the 80s and 90s, attacked him on stage. It was Jenny McCarthy. Here's the photo. He came up to get his award. She announced it, and then she grabbed him to be funny, grabbed his ass, kissed him, and he's like, whoa, see, like, I'm like violated. Again, like I said in the previous episode, it was low-hanging fruit. It was trying to be funny for some reason. A lot of people thought because he was a young, teenage heartthrob that it was okay for adults to touch and grab him, even at award show. And I'm sure she regrets it and didn't mean anything by it, but it was Jenny McCarthy, not Bridget Nielsen and not Pink. Many of you remembered it in your head as Pink, but it was her. Okay. Also, the 7 kids that he has, I didn't realize he has 2 young twins with someone else, but his kids have spoken. P. Diddy's children have spoken about all the discussion about their mother, the 4 that are the kids of Kim Porter. They put out a statement about their mother and the conversation about her dying of pneumonia. And that people think it's suspicious and thinks maybe P. Diddy had something to do with it. Also, the book that I talked about, I was correct. I'm glad I predicted that it wasn't real. They are saying it's not real. So somebody put that book out as Kim Porter's book, but there's no proof that those are actually her words. And the kids wrote, "We have seen so many hurtful kids of P. Diddy, the four." And this is coming from Quincy, Christian, the two boys, and Jesse and Delilah. They are Kim Porter's and Sean Combs' kids. And it says, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves. Additionally, please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart. Our lives were shattered when we lost our mother. She was our whole world, and nothing has been the same since she passed. While it has been increasingly difficult to reconcile how she could have been taken from us. They cope every day, and we are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives. Our mother should be remembered for the beautiful, strong, kind, and loving woman she was." Also, the daughters, who I think are 17, I just saw a report that they are looking for a place to rent in LA since the homes of P. Diddy have been taken over, and raided. Also, he paid off those homes. And I was like, what is the point of paying off your, $50 million house in Miami, knowing that you might be arrested? What would be the point of that? And what I was told is that in Florida and Texas, there's a homestead law, which means that the home now is paid off. And so regardless of whether he goes to prison or in all these lawsuits, he can declare bankruptcy, or they can take the money that he has, but they cannot take his house. The house is most likely in a trust, and those kids will get to live there or own it or whatever. But that was the reasoning behind paying off those large mortgages of those luxury homes before he was put behind bars. Now, our girl, Jaguar Wright, I mean, she is all over TikTok. I don't know how many interviews she did, but they just keep popping up in different people's feeds. Then they post it, and then I see it. And I mean, she's amazing. And there's even been some people that are like, kind of like, okay, I've seen, how many more things is she going to drop on us? So she recently gave an opinion about the book of Kim Porter. And she said, wouldn't it be interesting if maybe Diddy had something with putting out that book? Because then it would be this, then whatever comes out after would be like, this is the truth. So she thinks the book that went out that does not make P. Diddy look good, there's abuse allegations, physical abuse allegations, and stories in there. He had someone put that out. Now it's been debunked. It's not her words. And now a real book will come out, which will be told to us that those are her real words, and it might put P. Diddy in a much better light and change the narrative of what we've been told in the last few weeks. So kind of an interesting theory. She goes off on so many different people and tells so many things, and I was seeing her years prior. A lot of people are like, wow, Kanye, Cat Williams, and Jaguar need to go on tour and just like have their own BravoCon, except to call it P. Diddy Con. I don't know, and tell their stories. Also, there was the lawsuit, to remind you, of the steward on the yacht who was suing Christian Combs and I think P. Diddy, both of them. To remind you of that story, this is coming from Bravo Boost. She reposted this lawyer who put it out originally. And, she's not a lawyer. Actually, her TikTok name is I'm Not a Lawyer, but anyway, she explained it very well. And that lawsuit is the one that happened based on an incident that happened in 21, where this woman was working, much like you'd see on a below deck, and P. Diddy was there, and she claims in her lawsuit that different women and sex workers that she thought were sex workers were coming on and off the boat. They'd have some drinks that were provided by these guys and seemed like they were instantly like intoxicated. So maybe there was something in the alcohol that was laced with something. Then Christian comes on, P. Diddy's son, and he's very aggressive with her. He's trying to get her to do shots and things. Finally, she like does a shot just to like appease him while he's supposedly going to do some music. She gets trapped in a like makeshift studio room. I mean, she's groped at and, you know, humiliated and touched and everything. And according to her lawsuit, the captain got a huge tip, like we see on Below Deck, a huge tip to, in her opinion, stay silent about the antics that went on this yacht. And so that's one of many. Also, Dawn Richards, she was one of the girls in Danity Kane. That was P. Diddy's MTV show, Making of the Band. He made a boy band, and then the next season he made a girl band, and that was the one with Aubrey O'Day. Once that fell apart and she was gone, Dawn Richards says in her lawsuit that she continued to work on like Dirty Money. I don't know if that was a group or an album with P. Diddy. And her lawsuit came out, I think, on September 12th of this year. And then Diddy was arrested on the 17th. The stuff I've read on this and seen people explore it a little bit more, it's really awful. It's, you know, again, horrible language, abuse, abuse of just working conditions. Like she'd have to go so long without eating or sleeping. At one point, she was thrown in like a car with no doors to get out. And thank God she had her phone and it was cold. She didn't have her coat. There was no heat in this car. And thank God she had her phone. She called her father, who drove from Baltimore to come to Manhattan and basically rescue her and have a conversation with P. Diddy of like, you're not going to mess with my daughter anymore. Absolutely. There's so many claims in this thing. It's awful, but she witnessed Cassie being abused several times, you know, saw the parties, saw people being taken advantage of. And even when, according to her, her dad came to rescue her, P. Diddy was like, you're ruining your daughter's career, like by you coming down here and all this stuff. And, you know, this is very similar to the whole stuff with R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein. Again, you're getting in this situation, it's your career, and you feel like if I speak up, if I do anything, then all that I worked for and all the horrible shit that I put up with, all the abuse, verbal abuse, and everything else, is all for nothing. Because not only will I not be part of the P. Diddy record label and all that, I'll most likely be banned from doing it anywhere else. So that is why, wondering why are people coming forward now? Because they can. Because he's behind bars and they can come forward with their story. And once Cassie came forward, then everybody else came forward. The same thing happened with Me Too with Harvey Weinstein. It takes one person and then there's validity there because then all these people come forward. So people saying like, oh, why did it take 23 years? Because maybe you did think about doing it and the people around you were like, oh my God, shut up. Do not say a thing. You will be ruined. I don't want to even talk to you again if you say that. We've heard that before where people would cry to their agents and the agents would be like, no, like I'm not even going to stand behind you on this because this is the biggest mogul in the business. And that's how these things go on and on and on. Latest lawsuit just came out today. Gloria Allred has a new client. This girl, and I don't know a lot about it because it literally just dropped before I recorded. I think her name is pronounced Thalia Graves, and she is saying that she was violently raped by him in 2001. So again, this was a long time ago, but now she has the backing and, you know, if she would have come forward, if she would have knocked on Gloria Allred's door, I'm just saying no offense to Gloria Allred or any attorney, if she would have knocked on that door in 2020 or I don't know that they would have taken on her case. They would have said, oh, it's 23 years old. Oh, you were there. You were, you know, you knew them before. You were friendly with them after. Now, attorneys are like, okay, yeah, look at who we're dealing with. Clearly, your story goes with everybody else's. And if you have receipts that you were there on a timeline, people are going to most likely believe you. They're asking for jury trials and everything else. Nancy Grace has gotten into it. And a lot of people and she shared about Eminem's song. Now, a lot of people are talking about this song that came out, and what Eminem raps is, I'm like and then he spells R-A-P-E-R. Okay, so that does not spell rapper. Got so many essays, meaning, assaults. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper, and then he says it. He left out the P. Did he? P. Diddy? Get it? R.I.P. Rest in peace, Biggie. And Pac. Both of you all should be living. Now, there's a lot of talk that Sean Combs, P. Diddy, had a beef with Biggie and Tupac. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Biggie. And Pac. Both of you all should be living, because he might put a hit on me like Keefe D. Get him. I don't know who Keefe D is. Anyway, again, he was spilling it. He was telling it. And this is one of his newest songs since his latest album, which was like a bit of a comeback. There was a big lull between him doing music. And he's spilling the beans too. So now everybody's talking. Also, Daily Mail just put out this. A disturbing video of Diddy kissing his mother on the lips just has resurfaced. He's there with his mother, and he's talking about how great his mom is, how much fun they have together. And he's like, and she can get on all fours with her hands, with her palms flat. People thought that was a weird sexual thing to say about your mom. It could be just that she is older but very fit, because it is a challenge to touch your toes with your hands flat. I don't know. Suge Knight, who is in prison, just did a prison interview with Chris Cuomo. And in that, he says that P. Diddy was abused as a child, and therefore he became an abuser, along with a lot of other claims that I only am hearing bits and pieces. So a lot more of the stuff that I know that's a little more inside will be on Friday's Patreon. I just want to get through the latest things. Then there's a photo of them in this video they did together. That was a kiss on the lips that did look a little strange for most mothers and sons at that age, my opinion. Then Kim Kardashian's lawyer has issued a cease and desist to a user over claims tied to Diddy tapes. A person put on X that they have information that Kim, they're not even saying allegedly. So I'm saying allegedly there is a person out there posting on social media saying that Kim would, drug men and take information from them and all this other stuff, that she was involved somehow. And so the cease and desist is to say, do not make any kind of claims that I'm involved in anything nefarious with P. Diddy. And the person that got the cease and desist is like, no, you don't scare me. I'm coming out with more. So very interestingly, also lots of videos of P. Diddy on Ellen. He was on, oh my God, probably over 100 times, certainly 20 times. Throughout the years, they're good friends. They say, I love you, all of this. And then in all of this, Ellen's big comeback stand-up came out yesterday on Netflix. Her stand-up special instead of for your consideration, it's called For Your Approval. And Kris Jenner was like, everybody watch this. And, people in the comments were like, wow, what timing, but maybe that'll get people to watch it. I don't know. But clearly she would have all these people on her show, but they were all huge stars and they all kept their mouths shut. All of them, whether they knew about it, didn't know about it, were like, la, 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 I don't want to hear about it. I just go to the fun parties and have you on my show. I've never been to any back rooms. I've never seen your 785 dildos. I'm allergic to baby oil. Who knows? But these are the things that are it's just absolutely overwhelming. And some people on the internet are like, I can't believe I'm watching the downfall of Hollywood. I don't know if that's true. Most people are not speaking about it at all just because they were in a photo or friendly or, good friends for many years. If they're not mentioned in the indictment or they don't know if they are, we are not hearing from anybody else. Nobody is like saying, hey, let's let justice see its course, or I don't know anything about this, but I stand with the victims. I mean, everyone is just being silent like they never even heard a P. Diddy song before. And then let's just remember the Queen. This popped up when Rose McGowan let us know how she really felt. This was an interview on Nightline during the Me Too. And she was being asked about her co-star, Alyssa Milano. And she's like, I don't like her. And the interviewer's like, why? And she's like, because she's a lie. Do you think I don't know these people? Do you think I don't know who she's married to? A big agent, CIA, who created the Me Too movement. Why? For good PR? And it is just like chilling the way she delivered that. You got to look up that interview. And I kind of want to see where she is today. I'd love to have her on Juicy Scoop after all these years. All these people that are like, I screamed from the rooftops. Everyone ignored me. Everyone tried to screw me over, screw my career, stopped inviting me to parties. And now, hello, like I was trying to tell you. Guys, I'm so excited because I've got my Away soft side suitcase that's so chic and cute as I hop on the plane for a quick jaunt to do my show in Las Vegas. It fits everything from my heels to my sexy sparkly dress, all in the carry-on bag because the soft side makes it that I can even fit more. The suitcase seriously looks better than any old school soft side suitcases I've seen, and it is designed to be lighter than others on the market. Softside comes in 4 of their best-selling sizes and tried and true colors. There is something for everyone in the lineup. 2 carry-on sizes, 2 check sizes, 4 colors, black, blue, gray, and pink, which is what I chose. Made from high-strength nylon, the bag is tear-resistant as well as weather-resistant. I love how it just opens up and I can just pack so much in what feels like a huge, deep space, but then zip it up and it's still the size of a carry-on. You got to check out the new soft-side luggage from Away. Head on over to awaytravel.com and use code JuicyScoop to save 15% on any Away suitcase. That's awaytravel.com. Code JuicyScoop to save 15% on any Away suitcase. Offer ends 12/31/24 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. I talk a lot about J-Lo, and I've always been obsessed with her skin and wondering what she uses. Well, now it's time that we need to talk about Goddess of Glow, J-Lo. Get that J-Lo glow for yourself with J-Lo Beauty's Deluxe Kit, the one-and-done skincare solution clinically proven to tighten and lift for instant, long-lasting results. The secret is J-Lo Beauty's easy 5-step routine, perfect for glowing skin. Cleanse, treat, moisturize, protect. That J-Lo Deluxe Kit does it all. This 5-piece set removes makeup, pollution, and SPF. It gives your skin a smoother, visibly brighter look, improves the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and protects against UVAs and UVBs. I absolutely love the J-Lo Glow Serum. It helps my skin look more lifted. I see an immediate lasting glow with a daily use, and I absolutely love it. Want that J-Lo glow? Head to jlobeauty.com/JuicyScoop and get a special gift of her 4 free masks for Juicy Scoop listeners. Head to jlobeauty.com/JuicyScoop for 4 free masks and free shipping today. jlobeauty.com/JuicyScoop. Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have 2 new guests. They are hilarious. They're attractive. They are a couple in love,
Yes.
heterosexuals,
Yeah.
and
All true.
comedians. Hello and welcome Taylor Owen and her now fiance, James Mitchell Neal. Welcome to Juicy Scoop. you
Wow.
two.
Thank you. What a welcome.
Great introduction.
Great
there, Heather.
introduction.
We were very happy to be here.
I think the first thing I saw in my feed that came about was maybe like a year or 2 ago, and it was you guys doing Succession.
Yes.
But you had a couple other. So what you guys do is you would play all the parts, you would do the music behind, you would shoot it really well, really good impressions, and the tone of the show. But now in that one, you had a couple other players. You had someone playing the dad.
Yes,
right.
yes,
So-
we did.
So who were those? Who were those other people? How do you find all
Well,
these people?
it was just one. His name's Michael Nearing.
Yes.
Okay.
And funny enough, he is the person who introduced us
Yeah.
back at Chapman University. He was our theater professor.
Oh, so you're Southern California people.
Yeah, that's where we
Well,
met.
I'm from Connecticut.
Okay.
But I went to school at Chapman. So did
Nice.
he. That's where we met. And this theater professor, Michael, was like, I think you two, maybe are more than just friends. And we're like, oh, that's interesting. And
So wait, you at first you were just friends?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were just good friends. And then
You didn't think he was cute?
Oh yeah, I saw him and I was like, "Oh, that's my husband." Like I'm
Did you
gonna
really?
Yeah, I swear to God, I
She
called my
called her
best
best friend, yeah.
And then he walked out of the room, didn't notice me.
And
I
what
was
did you-
shy, I transferred in. I went to a school up in Northern Cal.
Which
it was
one?
community college. It was
Okay,
Foothill.
cool.
And I transferred into Chapman, didn't know anybody. And she was just so great, so forward, and introduced herself to me.
So forward. That's like the nice way of being. I saw him in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I was like, I'm never gonna see him again. This is it. Like it's over. Then we were both in play practice for Michael Nearing's play.
I love
he,
that you call it play practice.
Play
Yeah, that was
It's
cute.
such a
I've never heard you say that before.
Because that's what I always used to say too.
Yeah.
And then people would make fun of me like later on that
They
we
just
that we
didn't
wouldn't
get
call
it.
it rehearsal. My sister and I always called it play practice.
It was play practice.
Yeah.
That's what we did. And he walked in and I was like, oh my God, there he is again. So I went up and I was like, hey, you're new here. Why don't I take you for a drink? And he was like, I have a girlfriend. And I was like,
Which I did. It wasn't a
Okay.
cop out.
You did have a girlfriend.
I was seeing
did,
someone at
he
the time,
did.
so I was doing the right
he was
thing.
so respectful. It's disgusting.
But yeah, she definitely caught my eye, and we were just good friends for like a good year and a half until we started dating.
Wait, and then how do you go from being good friends for a year? Because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm in the friend zone," and you guys make fun of romantic comedies, which I want to get into
For
in a
sure.
second. But it always seems that's a very common thing for a romantic comedy that you're just friends,
Right.
and then something happens, or the girl starts dating somebody, and then the guy suddenly realizes that's the girl for me. So what happened to make you go, or you go, I'm going to finally lean over and shove my tongue down this person's throat?
I think I was playing the long game, so that was always my, objective. I was always like, we're going to end up together. But I just had to let him wait to come to that realization. And then I got a little impatient and I was like, buddy, you're passing this up. Like,
yeah.
mama's going to move on.
You said that?
Yeah, for sure.
Just one day.
Well, she went out to London for this theater tour.
Oh, yeah.
Same professor, Michael. He took her and a bunch of other students, and I heard that she was, having her fun out there. And we weren't dating yet; we weren't exclusive. And I got a little jealous. I was
I
like,
didn't know that.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
of course.
there you
It's
go.
always-
It only happens on Juicy Scoop.
it's the scoop,
Listen.
baby. It's the scoop.
Yeah.
So I just had to have some London boys for him to realize
Okay.
what was in front of him. I
It worked.
guess.
Yeah,
So
you
there's
nailed
our
it.
advice.
But
Go to
that is-
London.
That is kind of like a rom com
Trope.
Yeah,
It is
friends
very
to
rom-com.
fiancés.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Friends to fiancés.
How old are you guys now?
30.
Now, do you when you hear people being like, "Oh my gosh, you didn't sow your wild oats enough. You met in college. Now you're engaged."
Yeah.
I saw that engagement on your trip.
Yes.
And your ring is absolutely stunning.
Thank
She has a
you.
very unique ring.
Thank
It's
you.
a both real good sized diamonds. One is a pair and one is a rectangle together, and
Yep.
it's stunning.
Just in
Thank
case
you.
she didn't like one, she got two.
Wow, what a
Right?
line. Yeah.
And a lot of people who follow you guys, the comments were very funny because I think I might have even said
Yeah,
something
you
about it
did.
being incestual
Yeah.
because you played the Succession characters and did funny
Exactly.
parodies. You came off like brothers and
Siblings.
sisters. I did not know you were romantic until I saw the engagement photo.
Wow.
Really?
I almost didn't know if it was like real.
Wow.
You thought it was
Yeah.
another bit.
Yeah.
You never know online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will keep the bit going.
We still keep it going. But even when people would start to recognize us, someone went up to him, they were like, I love you and your sister and your dad. You guys are so funny. We're like, that is so wrong, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it.
And no, but I remember seeing something like on a Today Show or something, where this woman, it was a few years ago, and she's like, there was this movement away from like finding your husband in college. Like I remember when I first
really?
started at USC, this guy like jokingly said, "Are you here for your MRS degree?" And I'm like, "What is that?" I was like, what is that? I'm like, no, I don't plan on finding my husband
Yeah.
at
Oh my
God,
22.
that's an
That's
interesting
so
way to-
funny.
Then,
to
and like
say it.
in my day, like, yeah, people got pinned in the sororities and there were a couple weddings right out
Right.
of school. Then I feel like the people that are like 40, it was really pushed to like, you were watching Sex and the City and like, you definitely want to show your wild oats and everything. So anyway, this woman came forward and she's like, let me tell you something, girls. Nail the ones down in college.
Yes.
Like that's the best pool.
Yes.
That's the best pool of men that you'll ever find.
It's so
all
true.
in one place. So if you do find one that's good,
Nail them down.
nail it down.
Nail it down.
Nail it down.
I
Okay.
hear about dating now, and I'm like, I thank God I don't have to do it. Everyone just talks about how awful it is.
Yeah.
No thanks.
That's what I'm saying. You're at this great place of just kids. Everyone's like
Yeah.
fall in love, have your fun. But you know, if you find one that's good, even if you go to London,
Yeah.
and have a little, you can always go back.
And lock it down.
So anyway, congratulations on all of that.
Thank you.
So
you.
now I want to talk about how. So you guys finished school. You're both actors. How did you start to do these really, really clever impersonated sketches that you do?
Thank you for saying that. Well, it was right after the pandemic. Everything had shut down. And I felt like I was trying to crack the code for a while because I kept seeing these like influencers get acting roles. And I was like, I'll just fucking burn my BFA. Like, what is happening? So I was like, I have to kind of crack this
Bachelor,
TikTok
you mean your
code.
Bachelor of Fine Arts?
Yes, yes,
okay,
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Coming off like a major theater kid this morning.
Really are.
Really out. So then I was trying like comedy things, some hit, you know, but I was not being really fulfilled by it, not to sound like a theater kid. And then we were just binging Succession for the new season, right?
Well, before we started that, she went. It was during the pandemic. She goes back home to Connecticut to
East
be with her
Coast.
family, and
Yep.
she starts making like the TikToks with her mom and like her little niece, and some of them popped off. But she was really trying to crack the algorithm, and I loved it. She was like really putting in the work, getting some recognition, and then when she came back to LA, we started. That's when the idea came up to do a Succession parody.
Well, yeah, we'd been binging it because season 2 was coming out. We're like, let's rewatch season 1. We love this show, and it was just in our brains. And I was like, oh, this would be so funny if it was the same stakes because everything's so intense. But we're
Right.
talking about like coffee or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he's so good at impressions, so it was just kind of a no-brainer. In
Were
that
you
sense.
always like a kid who did impressions? When did you realize
Yeah.
you could do them?
When I was little, I would imitate teachers at school to my parents
Yeah.
or my like cousins, and then it became a party trick for them. Like they'd have their friends over, they'd be
Yeah.
like, "James, come in here, come in here, come in here," like impersonate the
Your
the-
family still does this.
Oh, they still do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm a you know a court jester,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'll do it because
Yeah.
I love the attention, and that's when I started doing it. And so throughout my life, I've just always been able to like impersonate people. It's just some people have a quality about them, and I can just pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
It's crazy.
and I'll annoy the shit out of her because I'll just be in the apartment, you know,
Imitating people.
talking like Jeremy fucking Strong, you know, while I'm making my fucking breakfast, and she's like, "Would you shut the fuck up?" And then it clicked for her, like, okay, if you're gonna do this, let's
I might
put
as
it
well
on-
use
let's
it.
put it on
yeah.
the internet.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
So
is
the
what we
first
did.
one was the Succession
Yeah.
stuff.
The first was
Yeah.
the Succession. We made it. It was the night
Can
of
you
the
do
premiere.
a little of one of your, like a little scene?
Oh, sure.
Of course.
Why the fuck did you drag me here to this fucking podcast?
Rome, this is good exposure, okay?
Yeah.
We talked about this. We need to get more
I don't
online.
need to be. I'm fucking always online. I don't need to fucking be more online. You're too online.
Okay, yeah, you're being rude,
Being
right?
Fucking,
In front of Heather?
She doesn't fucking care. She doesn't even fucking know us.
Great. I love it. Okay.
God.
And then I love this one. Okay, so this is when I was recently talking to someone. Actually, the episode hasn't come out yet, but I was talking to this guy about producer Patrick. He's great if you want to follow him about
Okay.
industry stuff.
Cool.
Anyway, we were talking about about movies and things, and I'm like, I swear, I think the fact that there's these comedians like you guys, I've always made fun of things on stage, like a scene from SVU or whatever, or
Right.
where it's like you're walking. I was always like, it's so weird when you're just like somebody's roommate was just murdered, but they're like still making the coffee. And
Right.
they're like, so I don't know. She had a lot of boyfriends. And I'm like, you walked in on a bloody body. Like you wouldn't be like, but because the director's like, we can't have everything just in the detainment room.
Right.
So like, let's have her be the barista and like that
Right.
kind of thing. And
That's
then
so
I feel like
funny.
we started to, then I used to joke about what I would call dry bar movies, which are
Okay.
basically
Go
the
on.
romantic comedies from 2000s. Because
Okay.
if you go
Got it.
to get your hair blown out, that's all they were playing.
Yes.
And it would literally drive me crazy of how cornball it is. And then I think when we also cracked the code that like, hey, wait, all these movies were written by men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
good
these
point.
about these women that are falling over themselves and
Right.
they're always like working in advertising in
Yeah.
New York and they're just so straight laced. And the
How
guy's
to
like,
lose
you
a guy
gotta
in
have
10
fun.
days,
Yes,
yeah.
all of that. So I love that people like you and Delaney Rowe, who is
Yes.
amazing, and because she looks like a Demi Moore and like
Yeah.
For sure.
she'll make fun of these things, but I also feel like it's kind of making it that we cannot do these movies anymore.
Right.
Like nobody can seriously put out these movies anymore. They suck. They're unrealistic. They're corny. They're
Right.
so formulaic.
Right.
Yeah, very
And
deconstructed now.
so I do think there's like going to be a new era
Of rom-com?
of people to create things that don't look like what they look like 30 years ago and 20
Right.
more like 20 years ago.
Right.
Interesting.
Like
know
I
what?
do think because this is like we've like now said it and now
Right.
we've said it.
Right,
You know?
right. It's funny with some of our tropes that we created like a whole storyline based off of the Southern couple who don't belong together.
Right. This is
Yeah,
this one.
and we
yes.
do, yeah, and so we do like Jesse Lee Brown and Bailey Jones, and the first one we were just like we just did the fight, and people were like, we actually want to watch this though, we want to see more, so it's funny.
It's actually really good. So it's like here you walk up. Okay, I'm gonna have you guys do it. So this is basically you would describe this as what you wrote on the top of the video is the scene where the couple who don't belong together meet for the first time. So this is like The Notebook meets
Yes.
any other kind of like corny, sweet, romantic thing, a period piece or just Southern.
Yes.
You don't know if it's either or both.
Yes, it's yeah, exactly. One time we had a car in it. They're like, "How is this a car? I thought this was in the
people
20s." Like,
started getting confused and
Yeah,
upset about
yeah.
like the
why does he have a cell phone? This
continuity.
doesn't make sense.
We're like
Which-
it's TikTok. Just go with it.
just go with
Okay,
it.
so let's just go with any kind of improv with the couple that is not meant to be together, but you're meeting for the first time.
Okay.
In the romantic comedy.
Okay.
Excuse me, miss.
Me?
Yeah, I saw you from across the train tracks over there, and I noticed you were holding a Bible.
Well, yeah. God is everything.
Yeah. I like to read, but I just had to stop and tell you have beautiful eyes.
Well, I've never met a man who likes to read before. Maybe we're meant to be together.
Potentially, you got yourself a boyfriend.
I do. I have a preppy rich boyfriend, so actually we don't belong together.
Well, why don't you ditch him? Come along with me. Maybe we can run away together and start a little romance story of our own.
Well, my daddy, who's mayor, wouldn't like that very much.
It's so good. And the chemistry is just on the hook.
Getting hot in here.
And then it was like in this one where you were like, when you're like, I think I'm gonna marry you.
Yeah.
I'll marry you.
Like, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna marry you,
My
Bailey
wife,
Jones.
Bailey
Yeah,
Jones.
Bailey- yeah, the
You're
whole
gonna be
name.
my wife.
It was
Yeah.
meta too, because I was like thinking about proposing to her. And I was just
Whoa.
like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
This is real stuff.
Jesse Lee made him propose.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what-
Oh my gosh.
She's naughty. She'll be like, I kind of miss Jesse Lee.
Okay.
Who's Jesse? Wait.
Character.
Jesse Lee's the character.
Oh, Jesse Lee Jones is your character.
Jesse Lee Brown and then Bailey Jones, and I'll compare. Like if he's like, I'm
Oh,
not.
he's Jesse Lee Jones.
Yes, he's
Okay.
Jesse Lee Brown.
She's like, man, I really miss Jesse Lee.
Well, I'm like, if he doesn't do something, I'm like, wow, Jesse Lee would do that. And he's like, are you really comparing me to this fictional character you wrote? I'm like,
Okay,
yeah.
well, being that you guys, I'm guessing that you're not waiting for your wedding night. So I'm guessing you're sexual, not
Yeah.
to put it on you. Do you ever?
I knew this was gonna come up.
I mean, you're the one who
Wow.
brought it up.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
it's
teed
on
us up
here.
for that.
Yeah. Could you imagine? I mean,
I mean,
that's what we're gonna. I mean, go.
I mean, I do characters and stuff like that, but I always feel like that's like the one time you don't want to be funny.
Yeah, Totally.
You cannot be funny.
Totally. I mean,
And it's really hard sometimes to like turn it off completely.
Right. I couldn't imagine James bringing like Kendall Strong in the bedroom. Like I just.
Well, no,
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, you would turn me down. But
Who's Kendall Strong?
Kendall Roy, sorry.
Kendall
like
Roy,
a
Jeremy
if
Strong.
he brought like a Succession character, like I couldn't.
Okay, yeah.
Like that
Well-
would be the type of.
That might be kind of hot.
well, you know, sometimes when we're like, if I've given her like massaging her neck,
Okay.
I'll pretend like I'm the masseuse. You know, mom, dad, cover your ears. You don't need to hear that.
Okay, all right.
And then I'll just be like, "This is he's too much."
And
of
then
a
we start
character.
cracking up. It's
Yeah,
just too funny.
Right,
We
and
can't
then-
take it seriously.
And then you can't do it. Support for today's Juicy Scoop episode comes from Honeylove. Honeylove has revolutionized the wireless bra game. Their bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for uncomfortable wires and unnecessary bulk. You deserve a bra that's lightweight and comfortable without sacrificing support. Embrace freedom, flexibility, and comfort with Honeylove's wire-free bras. Plus, they're made with fabric that's so soft you'll forget you're wearing it. Absolutely love their relaxed lounge bra. I recommend their V bra. It offers the support of a traditional bra without the uncomfortable underwire, and it's designed to lift and separate with molded cups. It is not like a shelf bra. You won't get that uni boob effect. Honeylove is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/juicy. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/juicy. Find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style with bras that empower your lifestyle of flexibility. Everybody has a hair type, and I love Way because their shampoo and conditioners are made to deliver what is just right for you. I get dryness, especially at the end of my hair, and that is why I absolutely love Way's conditioning hair mask. It is for fine to medium and thick hair types, but it instantly restores hydration, fights frizz, and strengthens the strands. If you want to turn up a little volume, then you got to try the fine hair shampoo and conditioner. If you need detox shampoo, that's when you get that, really need that deep cleanse. I need that every couple washes because there is a buildup that comes from all my styling products, oil impurities. Wash your way to healthy hair and get your hair routine that's made just for you by Way. Go to THEOUAI.com, theway.com, and use promo code JUICY for 15% off any product. That's theway.com, THEOUAI.com, code JUICY. Okay, I love this one too. This is the rom-com scene when they run into the perfect act. So once you
Yes.
guys started to do more than Succession, then did you just start watching what I call the dry bar movies and start thinking of like funny things? Because this one reminded me of, what was the one with Owen Wilson?
Meet the Parents.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
that's
the
what it's
scene.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I recently just watched that with, that was one of the, it was so funny because like, another thing, I have boys who are 21 and 18, and they love like Step Brothers and all that stuff.
course.
And
Incredible.
they're like, there's no, which is also really sad, there's no new funny movies for
Right.
anybody their age to watch.
That's
Yeah,
so true.
it's
We were
so
just having a
true.
conversation at a party recently, and some guy said that. He's like, I feel like you guys need to write a movie that's funny for teenage boys.
Yes.
You know, all those Judd Apatow movies were like perfect growing up
Right.
for me and all my buddies, and it's so true.
And I really think we got to get back to that,
Yeah.
you know, and it's because they only want to do movies that are like a robot that turns into a car in Japan or
Yeah.
something, you know, like they're like, well, this couldn't work. This thing about, you know, won't work internationally, and it's always
Yeah.
international. I think we're going to move hopefully away from that. We have all these different ways to watch. We have all
Right.
these different creators,
Right.
you know, sure there could be the big studio movies, but I think more and more there's going to be these movies that we want to see, you know.
Right.
And so one of the movies that I did watch with the boys was Meet the Parents, and it was like the
classic.
one time they like laughed all the way through. The phone was down,
Yep.
and so there was a scene where the old boyfriend is Owen Wilson, and that was just hilarious. But you guys did your own, like, you kind of create your own movies, which were and hilarious dialogue. So in this
Thank you.
scene, you're with your current boyfriend, but you run into the
perfect
ex-boyfriend
ex.
that's
Perfect
quite
ex.
intimidating to the current boyfriend.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this one was actually Mike Feeney we worked with, who's a great comedian.
Shout out to Mike.
And he was in LA, and he actually pitched this idea to us in a very Meet the Parents way. So we
Yes.
collaborated, wrote this together, and we all just wrote it together, and it was so fun.
And you did a few scenes, a few reels of this, didn't you?
Not this one.
okay, not
this is a newer one. This is hard hitting journalism because this one just came out.
Okay,
yeah.
I think
Yeah, we
that
did
you
this
could
last
do
week.
a lot more with this.
Yeah.
And it was so great working with him, just having like a third person. You know, even going back to the Succession thing, it's nice having like multiple
A different
people.
energy because it's just us.
Otherwise,
all
we
the
got
time.
to put on different hats.
Oh,
and
you know
be
what you have
different
to do?
characters.
If
What?
you guys, the next wedding you get invited to, you have to steal their, without a permit, you have to film at their wedding.
I've
100%.
n-
And you
I'm-
have to do some wedding scene of like you coming out of the bathroom
Yeah.
and then being like,
so good.
and then it's like, oh, and then it's like you don't like her. She's awful. You hated her
Yeah.
because you guys were on the debate team together
Oh,
and you
good.
went up against
Write
each
this
other
down.
and you hate her.
I like
And
this.
then time goes on and then you have to have a moment, since you guys are sexual. You have to have a moment where these two gorgeous people accidentally walk out and you're both naked and it's just disgusting.
Yes.
It's just like,
yes.
oh, what, why am I looking at this disgusting body in front of me? You're the asshole from debate class.
I love the debate class and the proposal, like naked run-in. That's
and then
great.
finally, like the final scene that is, you're debating about something, but then weirdly you're on the same side.
Yes.
And then you're like, what?
I love this. Produced by Heather McDonald. Like, yeah.
I think
have you in
I
it.
think of movie ideas all the time here, and I'm like, go run away. I'd like to see it. Go
Yeah.
steal my idea.
yeah.
I just want to go see it. I
No,
don't
you'd
have time.
You'd have to be in it.
Oh,
That would be the
please
only
let me
way.
be the mother then. Let me be the I could totally be your mom.
Amazing. I mean, I'd be honored.
That's good casting right there.
Yeah, that is
Okay,
good
how about we do?
casting.
Let's just
Are we gonna improv as mom and daughter?
wait. I have a really bad one. I have a really bad one.
Let's
I don't
do
know
it.
if this is gonna be okay.
Let's do it.
I'm.
Are you pitching or going into
Wait, I'm
it?
pitching and getting into something
okay.
weird.
Okay, good.
Because this is just a really weird one.
It's getting weird on the Juicy Scoop. Let's do it.
Okay. You're bringing home your boyfriend. You're bringing home your boyfriend.
Okay.
And I'm kind of the fucked up
Yes.
mother.
Yes.
And I realize that I may have fucked your dad, and you guys are brother and sister.
Oh,
that's
that's great.
good.
I thought you were gonna say you fucked him.
I was going to say that, but then I said no. To
No,
that
too
in
much.
My head.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
Okay. All right. I like it. Okay.
and so I'm really hoping that this is just a platonic friend, because
Okay.
I've kept this secret. I cheated on your dad with his dad.
Oh, you guys are still together.
I'm still with your dad.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it,
And
got
then
it.
there was his dad was, it was a bad time for us. or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know how
This is good. Well, let's see. Let's
I don't
find
know how
out.
it's gonna work
I'm
out.
compelled
We're doing live
right
improv
now.
here, baby.
So.
So then you go, I'm home.
Okay,
and
okay.
I just think you're coming by yourself. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Come on, Johnny. Johnny, don't be nervous.
Is
She's
that
gonna
my
love you.
baby girl?
Yes.
Oh, I see you've been. Okay, the dorm food is good. Well, glad. I'm paying a lot of money. I'm paying a lot of money.
Do I not look okay?
You look fine. Who's
Oh,
this?
Hi.
this is Johnny. He's really special to me. I wanted to introduce him
Hi,
to
Mr.
you.
Jones. Yeah, John. I've heard so much about you, so many great things. I can definitely see where Heather gets her
Well,
good looks.
Where are you?
Mom, what's wrong? He's 6'4". That's what you told me to get.
Oh yeah, I like that he's tall for you.
Oh, good.
I just wait. Tell me your last name again.
Peterson.
Peterson.
But
John-
you're
John-
from Chicago, right? You're not from Sacramento, right?
Oh,
Well,
he's from Sacramento.
my dad's from Sacramento.
Yeah.
Um,
Mom, why are you acting so weird? You're kind
And
of
you're
fucking
gay,
blowing
right?
this-
I'm gay. No, I'm.
We
I mean-
we're together.
Yeah. So.
As chemistry partners.
We have chemistry, Mom. Why are you acting so weird? No, I did. I
No reason at all.
okay.
And we go on to the next scene. What? What happened? Doesn't know what to. In the end,
I think you end up with his
In the-
dad.
My dad's got to
and
come
we
over.
end up together.
Pick us up.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
the dad has to come over.
in the end, your dad is an identical twin.
Oh, I love it.
And since the beginning of time, they used to trick and women share women, and the women didn't know. So it turns
Wow.
into like a weird thing. But the good news is she only fucked the uncle twin,
Oh, good.
and therefore
we could end up together.
you could end up together.
Do you think that's weird? Do you think
Nolan.
do you think stepbrothers and then the parents marrying? Like, what if we met first and then you met the dad? Like, would you know what I mean?
Right. Well, you know what? I just saw like an old movie. Like this guy that I follow puts like old movies on, and it was called like Innocence Lost.
Oh.
And it was about a mom and dad, second marriage, get married,
Okay.
and then their kids, knowing they're stepkids,
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
together.
but they do fall in love. And the
Right.
mom is like, "What's the problem? They're not related."
Right.
And the dad was like, "This can't happen."
Right.
And they're like living in the same house,
Right.
like every day with like teenage hormones. And I'm like, that was like a movie in the 90s.
Didn't that happen in the Brady's? Like, didn't like they fall, or was that the spoof movie of the Brady's?
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
remember.
the Brady Bunch. spoof.
No, but I
Yeah.
will tell you how weird of a kid I was.
please.
So I was the youngest of 5, could watch whatever TV I wanted. That's why I'm a
Amazing.
comedian and
Yeah.
complete inappropriate stuff.
Same, yeah.
And I had older brothers and sisters, and I remember my brother being like, "Okay, like let me put you to sleep, whatever." And I was like, "Oh, tell me a story, tell me a story." And I basically asked him to do fan fiction of Brady Bunch.
Love it.
And he goes, "What do you want?" I go, "I wanted that I wanted that Marcia and Greg are boyfriend and girlfriend." And he starts, and he's like,
Did he
like
get into it?
15. I swear to God. And I remember him, and I'm staying there in my bed, and he goes, "So Jan sees Greg come out of Marcia's room," and then I remember him going, "No, this is too late," and he left.
Wait, I think that's relatable. I think that I don't think that's weird.
They were only
They
steps.
had a vibe.
I think at one point in their interviews and stuff, they did say that like they either dated or made out or something.
In,
okay.
in
As
real
actors,
life. Okay.
as actors.
Do
Cameras
you
were picking
remember
up
the
the
Disney
chemistry.
show My Life with Derek? They were step siblings, and that was like they were gonna fuck the whole time.
Really?
You don't
No,
remember?
I never saw it.
Oh my God! It was
Missed it.
basically a Disney incest show.
Okay.
Amazing. Well, do your parents imagine your parents like each other's partners?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
We've
we all
been
have
together
great
8 years, so
relationships.
it's been a long time. It's
been great.
Yeah, a lot of quality time together.
Do you
been
think
great.
if anything ever happened and you did break up, do you think that your mom would continue to like him more than you?
I think
Well, no, Kiki loves no one more than Taylor here.
my
Good.
mom. She's the best.
That's good.
But I think
Yeah, go ahead.
I think
That's your
your
question.
mom and his mom and his granny have always said, like, they always neg James. So when I'm home, like, before we were engaged, his granny would be like, you better propose to her. Or she's going to, like, learn that she's too good for you and leave you. And then now that we're engaged, she's like, you better hope someone better looking doesn't come along and sweep Taylor off her feet. I'm like, what do you guys think this is?
My family would keep Taylor around if anything were to happen to us. They would rather have Taylor than me.
No, that's not true.
Well, they just love you.
Yeah,
It's definitely true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No, we love each other's families.
I have a great mother-in-law too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm
You love
really
her?
lucky. Yeah,
I love
And then
that.
there were times where I'd be like, I just have to tell you, like, this is what happened with Peter, and she'd be like, well, why is he like that?
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then one day I like woke up and I was like, okay, wait a minute. She raised him till he was 18. I've now had him for 23 years.
Yeah.
Anything I don't like, that's my
Wow.
responsibility.
Right,
And I'm
right.
also like, I don't think I want Drake or Brandon's spouse calling me and complaining.
Right.
Like 30 years down there. I don't want to
Right.
be
Right.
80.
Yeah.
Right.
And being
And like hearing about
I don't know
You're
why.
like, "Listen, I
I don't know
know."
why he leaves his shoes like that. I swear to God,
That's
I
a
told him
great
for
point.
18 years. Like I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I don't complain anymore.
That's
to her.
good. That's good.
I probably do a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk
all right.
about Anna Delvey
Obsessed.
on
Dancing
what
with the
did you
Stars.
think when you found out that she was going to get Dancing with the Stars? Were you doing her? Have you been doing her for a while? She's
Yeah.
a fun one to do. I do
She's
her a
so
little bit, but you
fun.
do her better than I do.
She's so fun. She we did her and Tinder Swindler together years ago.
Years ago.
And that was one of our like really viral videos.
So you were the Tinder swindler guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because both those shows were like popping off at the same time.
And
right?
they're
Oh my
both
God!
scammers.
Remind us of the Tinder swindler guy.
He was like,
He was, like-
swindling women.
Right? No, I
on
remember
Tinder.
that he swindled the women, and he was foreign.
Yeah.
but I don't remember like how he acted.
I don't even know how he acted.
Do you remember
either.
the sketch? Like the.
I just know that he had like in the
I was
sketch.
like, what's he want?
I said, baby, I need
$30,000.
$30,000.
I need $30,000 for my trust.
No, I need it.
No, I need it.
Just take out the loan.
You know what? Stop hanging out with poor people. Maybe you wouldn't be so broke.
I need it.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I mean, Anna Delvey is such a bitch. And I don't know if you saw my video, but I predicted that they would bedazzle her ankle bracelet.
You called that?
You
And that
forecasted that?
I said that it would start, the dance would start, and it would be like, Anna Delvey dancing to the cha-cha-cha. And then I said the camera would go on the brown character shoe, which I still don't understand why they always have to be brown.
Yeah.
Brown character shoe, then show the ankle bracelet bedazzled and go up the leg. And sure enough, all of a sudden, like DMs are coming through.
How did
I don't
you
even
know?
watch Dancing with the Stars.
How did you know?
I just been watching it long enough. I just know how
it works.
like unoriginal people are, and I knew that's why they hired her.
So good.
And,
did you see her last night? Did you see
I
this?
saw this clip where they're like, "What will you get out of this competition?" And she said,
Nothing.
Yeah, when she says nothing, is she being a bitch, or does she mean even if I win, I have to give them money in restitution? Because she said she paid all the restitution.
Oh,
she just meant,
you thought it was like factual.
I know, but then I realized no, it just means nothing, meaning like she's just a bitch.
Yeah, I think so.
I think she didn't realize the time commitment that it was going to be, and I think she was like, "I'm tired. I don't want to do this," and like she was like, "I'm happy to go home. Like, leave me alone." You know?
Okay, I totally agree. And I've interviewed and talked to many former celebrities that do Dancing with the Stars.
It seems.
And they are like, some of them are super into it. It kind of is who you are.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's why the athletes do so well.
Right.
Because
for
they're
sure.
so competitive. And when people say like, I'm super competitive, I'm like not. I'm not.
Right.
Like I
You
always
tap out.
Yeah,
It's
I would just be
inconvenient.
like, okay,
Out.
like whatever. And especially because I've heard that there was a time, and maybe, I don't know if this is the same for Dancing with the Stars. The way it should work, and I'm not sure if it does, is that you get a set amount, but then each week that you maintain your staying, you would get more, which
More
I think is
money,
what
yeah.
happens. So there's a motivation to stay.
And then a cash prize at the end.
But do you remember when Lisa Vanderpump fainted?
No.
Okay, so of course, yeah, it's so much work. It's 9 hours a day. Your
Yeah.
body's dying. You're not that great, and you're just like, holy shit, I'm not. You know what it is?
I feel like you have to go into training for it, and they just
I'll,
throw
like,
these people
I'll
in.
come out on stage and I'll do like a little dance.
Yeah.
And then for the first like 7 minutes, I'm out of breath. So I'm like, what is happening? And then I just did we just did like a karaoke thing when we were in Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we're all singing, and I'm like, I will never bag on like Tom Sandoval or Luann or anybody, because singing 3-minute long songs
Right.
is fucking exhausting.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta have cardio, man.
So I
Yeah.
mean, I think the dancing and all that stuff,
And the
like your body's
performing.
banging afterwards.
Yeah,
but, like,
I know. Everyone
oh my
looks so
God.
sick after that show. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Wait, what was the karaoke song that you did?
Oh, well, okay. So my
just curious.
go-to for years,
Yeah.
it's a very easy one to do.
Okay.
Which is,
Should we guess it?
Guess. That'd be amazing if you got it right.
Shania Twain.
Close.
That's a good one. Well, now don't go chasing waterfalls.
No, it's let's give him something to talk about,
Ah,
because it's real easy to
that's
do.
really good.
That's great.
But I came up with a new one over the weekend,
Oh.
which I was not good at.
What was
But
it?
you know, Adele is leaving Vegas, and I was in Vegas.
Oh,
Love that.
So it was one of her songs that I love. It's popular, but not as like the top. But it's the Turning Tables. Do you know that song?
yeah, I used
Turning
to.
Tables.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
I know. I don't even know the words. I had to
Keep
read it.
going.
I had to read it.
Keep
But the other
going.
song, I don't have to read the words. You know?
Right.
So you act
it's
like
just
you.
in
Right.
your body.
So you act like you just found it. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, just
Oh, how about
Bonnie writes something talking about, and then you know every word.
right? That's great.
But yeah, but it's exhausting. And I also think all karaoke songs should be cut down to just be 2 minutes.
Oh, that's a good call.
I don't like going to karaoke because it's people sing. I mean, he's a singer. I love watching him sing.
Yeah.
Watching people sing is like kind of my nightmare.
So this place in Vegas,
Yeah.
it's private rooms.
Okay,
So
I
you
think that's
go
kind
in
of
with
It's
your
like the
group. So there
Korean-
was 4
Yeah,
of us.
yeah.
However, if there's 2 of you, it's not fun. But at least
Right.
if you're 4, so if there's 4 of you, you go
It's a party,
in.
yeah.
And you can order food, drinks, whatever.
Sure.
And it's a certain amount, like $100 for an hour. An
Right.
hour, you're good. Everybody
Right.
gets 2 songs in.
Don't you
Let's
feel
go.
An hour
more
I can
trapped
do.
though? Like then it's like more and like
No,
more
it's
pressure
big.
to be like
well,
you're
you-
doing so good. Like
Well, we were like drunk, and it was
Yeah,
Sure,
it's a party.
sure.
It's a
So
party
it's-
with 4. If it's
I'm
just
just
2,
a
that's
hater.
sad.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
we're
a
just like, then you're
hater.
trying too hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but the girl working there says a lot of people are really disappointed.
Why?
Because they want the audience. They think they're going to a
Oh,
karaoke
that's
bar
great,
with the
of course.
audience
Yeah.
and everybody like listening.
Also
thinking,
Vegas, they're like, I'm gonna do it big in
yeah,
Vegas.
I'm gonna like.
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
and of course, there's probably so
get
many people that are
discovered.
pretty decent
right,
singers.
right.
Okay, so get back to Anna Delvey.
Yes,
Yeah, sorry.
yes.
Okay, so you guys, you did a little funny one of just you're the dance guy trying to motivate her
Yeah.
for the next routine this week.
Yes.
Okay, let's
yes.
see it.
Okay.
All right.
Now what do you want, Ezra?
Well, Anna, we are on the ropes. Twitter's not loving us.
Well, yeah, that's because of you, not me.
Oh, it's because of me. Okay. All right. Well, I do think that maybe we should put in more rehearsal time this week.
I think maybe you should put in more effort to your outfits because you look Paul. And I think that's why we're not getting the votes.
Okay, well, this is my workout outfit because I'm ready to sweat. I'm ready to work. And you're-
Okay, I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you. We're
gonna lose.
Exits.
Amazing.
lose.
Amazing. Yeah, she is. Yeah, I was like, oh God, whatever. But you know what? She's the only thing anyone's talking about. So I think
That's a good point.
I think it was a great choice.
I know everyone's like, why is she
I don't
cast?
care that
I'm
it's Dancing with the Grifters. Bring them all on.
She was
Bring them all on.
She was a
Bring 'em
good
on.
sport too. The first video we
like, she
did.
cried. Oh yeah, yeah.
She what do they call it? She duetted the video
And reacted
to it.
with her partner, and they're like laughing
Oh,
in
that's
real time.
great.
She
Yeah.
showed the ankle monitor. It was great.
yeah, she
Yeah.
really is a good sport.
So she has a good sense of humor about it, which
Yeah.
you
That's
gotta
good.
love.
Have you ever not heard from someone that wasn't pleased with an impression?
Ooh, good question. I've seen Tom Sandoval out in the wild.
Let me see. Oh my God, that's what I want to see.
Okay, which version
Now,
of Tom are we doing?
I do a little of Joe too, but
No,
Oh.
no, you can.
No,
No, no,
Interesting.
please,
You do
please. This is your
Joe.
show. I'm happy to watch.
no, Tom Sandoval. Is there anyone else that you do? From
No,
the,
I
from
do
Vanderpump?
Lisa, but it's so hard, and she's
All
so
right, I'll
hard.
do Lisa. And-
Perfect.
And you do Joe.
Okay.
And I'm okay. Let's do this. I'm Lisa.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Get into it.
They're thinking about that. You know, the word on the street is they have not started filming Vanderpump. They're on that like
Wow.
indefinite break.
Yep.
We don't know what's going on. And I'm meeting you.
Okay.
I'm gonna even like how she always does.
Yeah, they're like crazy.
I'm meeting you for a cup of tea and to I want you both to come back and I'm going to propose something interesting.
Okay,
what
great.
would bring us back?
Great. So
Great.
Sandoval, Joseph. Okay.
Can we get them a cup of tea? Both of them?
Yeah, I'll take tea.
Can I get a Diet Coke, please? Thank you.
I'll take one of those too.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
How's it going with the singing and the shirtless off at the Canyon Club?
It's going great.
You're so hot.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, dude. It's just like, we still get people like booing, and it's really frustrating. But it's, I'm still gonna keep trying, and I just kind of miss being on the show.
I don't know if the singing thing's going to work, but I have an idea to bring back, the cast.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Great.
Joe,
Yeah, you want me?
you've got your weird little twerks and ticks, and I don't know
Thank
what
you.
it is that you have, but clearly Tom Schwartz has moved on. He doesn't want you talking about him. He's got a new girlfriend
Yeah.
who I like. And, I mean, so I'm thinking, you don't care who you boink, do you?
Me, Lisa? I mean, fuck, dude. If it means getting back on the fucking show, then
Wait.
I mean, she's not bad.
Wait. Would you fuck me? Just like
I'd fuck anything, honestly, if it meant ratings.
I mean, I see a chemistry here. You like dogs. You like dogs.
Yeah.
I have dogs to give.
Yeah.
And you kind of do. I wasn't thrilled with Schwartz blonde hair. I would rather you not do it for Tom Sandoval.
it's
But-
what he asked for. So.
Yeah, you're not touching my fucking hair, dude.
Yeah, no, I would never. We could be robots together.
The fucking robot bit. Yeah, I guess I'm down.
Wait, your Lisa's so good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Your Lisa's so good.
That's amazing. Okay, that honestly could save the show.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
And we could continue doing this.
I love it.
If Sandoval got together with Joe,
I don't think
also
it
a grifter. I think Joe that she could be on Dancing with the Stars.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be a
next.
good
I would
pivot
love
for
would
her.
kill
that.
Sheena.
Oh, Sheena's already. I'm shocked they didn't put her on this
I
season.
think I think at a certain point Sheena's going to be like, you know what? I don't even want to do it.
Yeah, I think
Right,
she's probably at that.
Like she should be at
yeah,
that point.
Yeah.
She should be like, something better is going to pop along.
Yes.
Like in the reality world.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally
do you think,
agree.
Do you think she pivots to the Valley?
I mean, I think that right now, I think that she and Lala are probably doing scenes with them because
Yeah.
they're close to Brittany and the
They were
other
on the first
girls.
It's like a soft launch.
And they're probably just like, you know, getting paid like per scene or whatever, which is
Right.
kind of a good thing. Now, listen, they'll want Vanderpump to come back because
Yeah.
they have a quote and everything and they'll be able
Yeah.
to make more money. But if it doesn't, obviously that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
a bad pivot at all.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree. We
And
love
there
Vanderpump.
was an argument that happened with Lala. I mean, she's since talked about it, but when she first told me, it was for Lala's daughter's birthday, Ocean, and it was when Jax and Brittany were still together,
Oh fuck.
and she's like, basically, she was like, "Oh my god, like I don't even know what is going on." What fucking happened with Brittany? I'm like, what are you talking about? Because they've always loved her. No one's ever said one thing about Brittany.
Yes,
Yeah.
super sweet.
And it seemed like maybe Jax, they were just, but they accused, I mean, this is so, they accused Lala of stealing their babysitter.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, yes,
But when it
yes,
happened,
yes.
it was like, Lala was like, she's not even a full-time babysitter. And I'm like,
Good point.
and then of course I go, yeah, but you got to see where they're coming from. They're like, you have another baby on the way. Your full-time work, you probably would like her to live in. She's like, of course I'd want her to live in. I go, well,
Right.
now they don't, the person's going to go with a steady gig.
Right.
And she's like, first of all, she babysat for me first. And I'm like, why is this not on the show?
Yeah,
This
that's
This
not
is
only
valid.
really real
That's
because
juicy.
people have done that. People have always been like, oh,
Is that a thing? People are territorial over there.
I remember I was a babysitter.
Okay.
And I went to the babysitter lady down the street. I was like, I worked all the time. I was like 12 and like babysitting like all these kids.
Love it.
And so she's like, oh, won't you come to Shadia's birthday party? Okay, yeah. So I go to the birthday party and she had bragged about me to everybody because I would like do Barbies and act out things and
Right.
entertain her daughter. And
being a
so then
comedian.
she's like, she goes, yeah, she goes, I bragged about you so much. All these other moms want you. And I go, great. And she goes, absolutely not.
Yeah, territorial.
And I was like, oh my God.
Did you feel amazing?
Oh, kind of, but I was also like, I wanted the business. I was,
Yeah,
building,
for
I was
sure.
building a
Right.
business,
What
and
the
I was
fuck?
like, yeah. So I'm like, from the beginning of time, it's like you introduce someone to your person, but you're like, I want you to have like a more, not if it's going to take
Yes.
away from me,
Yeah.
and the kids and all this other stuff. I just thought was so funny. So now with Brittany being single, I think that
that's-
is great,
yeah.
and then it seems like, Jax is in a better place, and he's like, it's better that we're divorced. I think also watching the co-parenting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this and I want to get your opinion on this. So
What?
I like this girl very much. I've met her. She's the realtor one from the Valley. Did you watch the Valley?
Yeah.
Okay, so the pretty brunette, she was a realtor with her husband and
got
they
a
got
divorce,
divorced.
Right.
Oh.
And they have one little girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she posted this, and then other bloggers and stuff kind of picked it up as like, what the fuck is this? And it's her in her car, and it's a question that she put, like, something like, or a question that someone asked her, how is co-parenting going? So then she layered that on her video, and she's bawling, she's crying.
Oh shit.
But also, okay, so you're having a hard moment. You dropped off your kid, you're missing her, or whatever, and you're like, oh shit, I'm crying.
Take the foot.
on.
I don't.
I have a problem with that.
I don't
Hold on,
understand
I'm
it.
crying. Hold on.
I do not
like
get
makeup
it.
looks good.
Wait a second.
Lighting's
Like
right.
this is exactly what it is. It's
And action, exactly.
Okay, now I'm done crying. Okay, so
And then,
hold
like,
on.
record the
Wait a
video.
second. Wait a second. I gotta pick the music. I've got to put the thing on the thing. I'm hashtag glorious parenting, hashtag the Valley, hashtag trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
That doesn't go. Okay, 4 is enough. Hashtag send. Okay.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, and like,
Back
what
on the
is
road.
that? Like,
Back on the
and
road.
so I was just like, I believe that you were probably crying about
For
that at
sure.
that moment. But I have actually said
Yeah.
this for a long time, and I was like, I'm going to just see if crying gets me more views. And it does.
No,
Really?
what did you cry
It
about?
was a fake. I did a fake cry, but I
faked.
just was like, because I think people are like, especially if they follow you and they don't see you like
Yeah.
upset. So they're kind of like, oh my
shit.
God, like, did her dog die? Like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
You know, like, but then it's when it's okay if you're crying and talking about it. Like,
Yeah.
you're just like, you guys, I don't know, I'm like weird with my kid. My kid's not with me this weekend. And it's like, this is the stuff. Like, I've seen women do that. And I'm like, okay, but it's just that it was just the, like, have you seen that when influencers make fun of how they put the thing?
Yes.
And they're like, one more day.
Yes.
Just keep going. And they do like the inspirational music
It's
and then they
so
run
good.
and grab it. And you see that it's like, yeah, I think, again, just like these crappy movies that you guys, not crappy, but the formulaic movies
Formulaic, yeah.
that we've cracked the code and like made and pointed it out to how funny it is. I think that type of stuff is going to go away too because
Yeah.
it's just too.
I'll say
obvious.
a positive about it is that, Instagram, social media, it's a highlight reel. We're all showing like the best things. So I'll say
True.
the
That's a good
cool
point.
thing about it is like, oh, other people have breakdowns, like this,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I have many breakdowns. I cry. I've never once been like, what I should do is like pull out. I go to him and I'm
get
like,
the ring light
yeah,
out,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's get the ring lights on.
let's get the ring
let's get the,
light.
and
Yeah.
Get
then
this lit.
But
yeah, I'm
it's
having a really
vulnerable.
great crying moment. I mean, just like you shouldn't show the video, you shouldn't show your kid crying and
Right.
making a bit about it. And then someone
Yeah.
was like, I just don't think sometimes people think about it because this does live on the internet forever.
Forever.
And you don't know how big of a star you'll be. So, like, in 10 years now, the girl's 13.
Right.
And she thinks everything's fine. It could, like, affect her in a weird way. Like, oh, my God, I remember going back and forth.
Right.
You know, like I have a stepdaughter, and only recently did we talk about, when she would come to our house. And I never knew, like, what she was going through before arriving there.
Right.
Like,
The
emotionally
yeah.
and, like, with...
Right.
And...
No, that is
and
so
it went on for like
interesting.
years, and I was like, oh my gosh. So like, I wouldn't want her to see, like, if right now my stepdaughter looked up something on internet and I was like, and I was like, hey, you guys, I just have to tell you how hard it is to be a
Right.
stepmother.
Right.
I never feel appreciated. And it's like, 2003.
Totally.
And she's seeing that, and like, Mackenzie's 4, and she's coming over now, and it's just like, what? It was supposed to be our date night. Like, I just don't, like,
It's so
Yeah, it
true.
could screw them up.
It's like, could you imagine her like coming to
I
you?
just don't think anyone really. We're so wrapped up in this world of like sharing everything, and we
yeah.
just don't think about it. I've certainly like whatever made a mistake.
Well,
but,
we did a video of like making fun of gender reveals. You know how like
Yeah.
they'll set up the camera in the park or whatever.
Well, it was more so making fun of like the toxic men when they have
Correct.
a
yes,
girl.
that
Yes,
was
that was
so. It was how excited they get about the boy,
And
That-
then
that's-
and then
yeah.
if it's like a third girl, they're like, he's gonna kill himself. You're
yeah,
like, what?
yeah.
yeah, so we were making fun of those type of dudes that have
Yeah.
that reaction.
Right.
And people took it so literal. They did
People
not
didn't know it was
understand
a
that it was a
joke.
joke. They didn't. A lot of people
Oh, they
saw
didn't.
it.
They didn't realize you were a comedian.
They didn't
know
It
they
just
were
came in their
comedians.
feed.
Yes,
Right.
it has like
right.
a million
Gosh.
likes, and people.
The comments, the messages, like, I hope your daughter never sees this. Like, you're a terrible human being. And then I like got to the point, I'm like, well, shit. Like, what if we have a daughter? Like, I hope she doesn't see this video.
I'll
and
be like,
think-
mommy and daddy are funny,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
should be proud.
They'll get it.
Yeah,
they'll
they'll
get
get
it. My kids have always gotten it.
Oh,
you know?
were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
But I did say my first stand-up special, I was like, I don't want you guys watching this till you're 16 because
Oh,
I'm talking
yeah.
That's a
about
good point, yeah.
Hot Wheels cars and things like that,
Right.
And explaining stories. And I'm like, at 16, you'll get why it's funny,
Right.
But if you're 7, you might be like, why did you make fun of my Hot Wheels car?
Right.
You know, like, you
Right.
know what I mean? They just because their
Totally.
mind is not
Totally.
there, which is why you shouldn't involve them like in your. You know what your dad did?
Yeah, yeah.
Might need that child support payment. Like, that's why you don't like share
Totally.
that shit.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. It's a fine line.
Yeah. Okay. So I loved this. Let's talk about The Perfect Couple, which I saw. Now, in general, what did you think of the movie, of this series, Perfect Couple on Netflix with Nicole Kidman?
I was kind of bored by it.
Yes.
Gotta be honest, we didn't finish it.
Yeah.
We didn't finish
That's okay.
it.
You can
I
spoil
was-
the ending. We don't care.
I was so excited to see it because I was like, Nicole Kidman, the ocean, the
Yeah.
vibes. Like, we are so in.
And let's say all that, okay? Because so So it was, you played Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
I said, before seeing this, I felt like these movies now, to get these big stars, they get the IP of the book. The book was a hit.
Yeah.
And, they just go, okay, we're going to make this thing. And they make it so convenient for these big stars. Like, I don't know how many scenes they filmed alone with a stunt double with a wig on to get it, to knock it out. But I literally was like, I think probably Nicole Kidman filmed this in less than a week.
Right.
Interesting.
And just here's $5 million, less than a week, go.
Yeah.
Because every woman is going to be like, oh my God, rich people by the beach,
Yeah.
And so I'll watch it.
I love it.
Cheating and a murder, I'm all
Come
about it.
on. It's like the White Lotus.
But it wasn't like that. It was like high camp almost.
What was why?
I think it was high. What I got is I was hearing how awful it was, and it was disappointing, and it was so corny and so unbelievable. And then I said, oh, you know what? It's not supposed to be believable. For whatever reason, they chose to do this corny tone.
Right.
And I don't almost like the movie Clue, or you're not really thinking about the fact that this girl's life is gone.
Yeah, it wasn't based in reality.
It wasn't really like a true crime. Like, this girl had she says I don't have a family, but she's a dead 30-year-old, possibly pregnant woman. This is awful.
Right. And everyone's
everyone's just like, oh, okay, I'm still gonna have the book launch. So I think I said, once you just accept that this is a weird, corny tone, and it is not Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
Then you might have fun with the outfits and the weirdness.
Totally.
Yeah.
It just didn't have
setting.
enough weight to keep us really engaged.
Okay, so
I
let's
think.
see when the agent you played the agent, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And when the agent presents to Nicole Kidman this possible movie opportunity.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, Nicole. It's your agent here.
I know.
Yeah. Good to talk to you. I have a great opportunity for you, a film that I think you'd be perfect for.
Am I rich in it?
Yes, you are.
Is it shot in a coastal town where I could wrap myself in a sweater and drink a glass of wine?
Yeah, Nantucket.
Wig?
Of course.
I'm in.
Okay, yeah, no, all that stuff is true, but do you want to hear any more about the plot at all, or
No,
no character? Okay.
absolutely not.
All right, great. Well, I'll get the paperwork sent over. Good to go.
And then the dancing.
Yeah.
Why does she? I figured also with the wig. I think the wig is a big.
What's with the wig?
I think a wig is another thing to get them to do the show.
Yeah.
You're going to wear a wig, your hair won't be damaged, and you're going to save
Sure.
all that time.
Well, she's gotten to the point now where she's like, she can make those to me. I want a wig. I don't want to
rocks the
dye
wig.
my
The
hair.
wigs save a lot of time.
Totally.
Because they don't have to match the hair to the other scene. It's
Right.
matched. It's there. You don't have to blow dry it, do it all. That's saving you an hour and a half a day.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And then
also-
you're also not putting heat on your hair or
Right.
product in your hair. So you're saving the hair that you do have.
It's also now I'll be disappointed if she doesn't wear wigs. I'm
yeah.
like,
and
I need
she
her
wore
in a wig.
in the Big Little Lies too.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't even clock that one.
I think wigs with bangs are better.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it always is just, but
You
but
see,
they-
it's
but
like-
it was so curly, and I'm like, it's the day of the wedding, and you're wearing a silk pantsuit at the
Right,
beach.
right.
Wouldn't you be in a robe or at least sweats?
Right.
With maybe make that wig be like this.
Yeah,
you're
they never
about to get your
changed
makeup
it.
in.
It was
something. It was,
right.
And that's when I realized I'm like, oh, they're not trying to make this realistic at all.
That's a good point.
Running around the kitchen with a cake.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
The only thing to eat.
Yeah.
It was just.
It's just, yeah.
It was now let me ask you, have you guys ever, one of you had an idea wanting to do something and the other one has been like, I don't think it's funny, or you do it and you're like, I don't think it's up to par, let's not post.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, all the
For
time.
sure.
Can you think of any?
But have you ever argued about, have you ever not been on the same page?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we tend if we're kind of on two different sides of a video or an idea, if the other person is super I believe
Passionate
in
about
this,
it. Yeah.
okay, then we'll resort to that. Whoever's more passionate, right? I don't think we've ever gotten to a point where I or you are super passionate about not doing something.
Right. But it definitely helps when we're both into it. Like when I got him to start watching Vanderpump, and he saw the scene with Tom and Ariana when he's like, you don't buy batteries and paper towels.
That was
and
the first episode
that's the
I ever
first
saw of
Wait,
Vanderpump Rules.
let's for your dramatic a monologue to close up the show.
Yeah.
Well, I still might not talk to you more, but anyway, I need to see your Tom dramatic monologue talking about the last few years of his life, what matters to him, where he's going, who he is today.
Love.
Yeah. Thank you, Heather. You know, the last few years have been very rough for me, and obviously Ariana, but for me. And I think I've grown a lot. I've gotten sober, which is great, and I recommend that for anyone who's struggling. That's not a joke. But I also recommend just like looking yourself in the mirror every day when you wake up, and just being like, fuck yeah, dude. You fucking rock. You are the main character in this fucked up movie, and it's okay to fuck up. It's okay to fuck up, and it's okay to be a fucking rock star, and that's what you are. You're a rock star. So the future looks bright, and catch me on Traitors, season 3.
I really love that. That was amazing.
Really good.
And
My
I just
God.
have one question for you as Tom.
Yeah, sorry, of course. Back in character.
What was the hardest part about the backlash of everything that you've been through with the fans?
The hardest thing was, you know, the not being able to go to Shorts and Sandy's and just have a fucking great time. Like, we built this fucking place to just rock out and have fun, and just people giving me dirty looks in my own restaurant. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. And like, what about your future? I mean, do you ever think you see yourself getting married or having any kids?
I'd love to be a dad. I think I'd be a cool dad. But marriage, I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't think I could be married. I can maybe marry Tom if he's into that, because I think he's my soulmate. But that's kind of where I'm at.
I love it.
Thank you, Heather.
I think that you are like really making it. That was amazing. That was really fun. That is a good one because you kind of really like become and look like him. I love that you did Selling Sunset going to Trader Joe's.
Oh, yes.
Classic.
Obviously, the outfits are ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But I love that you put like the music over it. And I'm most bothered by the use of gloves on any housewife,
Totally.
Sure.
especially in warm climate places.
What are we doing?
I don't know when gloves in afternoon outfits
Right.
had
Yeah,
to
they-
make our way in reality shows.
It's an
it makes
evening
no
thing.
sense.
I totally agree.
Like to like be at the be a Manza with like leather gloves up to black leather gloves, and it's literally like 80 or 100 degrees outside, and it's like, so what have you guys? So Tiny Twins,
Tiny twins.
I have a very exciting listing that I am going to have an open house for. I hope you guys all come. It's only 14 million. Oh, really? That's in the hills? That's great. It's a really good value. It's
Yeah.
a really good value.
It's crazy.
It's really good.
It's also the fact that when they walk in, everyone's like, "You look so good," and not like, "What the fuck are you wearing today?" Like, how is that not the response?
Again, I think we just need to accept because in the
not.
beginning they Christine actually did have listings, and like she was working.
Right.
Christine Quinn was working with the Tiny Twins for like years prior to this happening.
I'm dying.
They know I call them Tiny
They
Twins.
do?
Well, they must.
I'm sure they
anyway,
love it.
They were working on this for a really long time. They did like a pilot thing for like a year and a half before it got picked up. So like in the beginning, I think there was like real estate happening. Now
Right.
I think
It's a
we
show.
just know it's about fashion. They find houses
These
that
fucking
want the film.
houses.
They want the filming there.
Right.
And who knows who is the listing, if it's even a real buyer. One of the things that killed me is that I watched $1 Million Listing too,
Yeah.
LA. And there's this like English lady that's a female developer, and she was on the Netflix Selling Sunset,
and
dangling her listing to Chriselle.
okay.
And then at the same time airing on Bravo on $1 Million Listing is the same woman, and now Tracy Tudor has her listing.
Insane.
Interesting.
Do you think it's casting, or do you
No,
think
I
it's?
think she's an ultimate thirst bucket.
Wow.
She's
yeah,
like, she's like, fuck building houses. How do I
kinda
just
scary.
get on
Yeah, get on these
TV?
fucking
That's
shows.
awesome.
Yeah.
She's like never gonna sell her house either.
Yeah, she's just like,
there.
what's the next show?
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. Buying Beverly. No, that's
Yeah,
canceled. But
yeah.
yeah. That's hilarious.
Yes, amazing. Oh, I thought this was great.
That's
There
us.
was one last
We
thing.
look so good there.
This is you guys. This is Blake Lively. Which, by the way, what is this?
She needs a stylist.
Okay, so she just was out with. It's Ryan Reynolds. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
So I talked a lot about the Blake Lively backlash of the movie, and
Yeah, that
she
was
was
hot.
the director and all this stuff.
Hot topic.
And I saw really funny. I like that you guys do the PR company.
Yes.
What they're gonna do for Blake Lively.
Yeah.
And that's a really funny like original character type of thing too. Of like, and what was your advice for Blake during all that turmoil of what she should do when she was being criticized as the director?
Well, I think those characters give less advice and more just like try to lessen the blow of like, everyone's talking about you, like you're the name on everybody's lips, and then like they kind of are like, well, the bad news is everybody hates you, and like
Yeah.
and they're like, but it's great, everyone loves
Yeah,
it because
yeah.
it's so Hollywood. It's like
I actually think PR wise, she kind of handled it right.
just went
Sure.
away.
I think the new thing to do is shut your face.
well, it's
Yeah.
great. She's
Shut
like,
your face.
I'll just go
Don't
on my-
type. Don't. But when you're in it, it's like you got to make a statement. You got to make a
Right.
statement. And I'm like, but do you?
Yeah, you're gonna piss someone off somewhere.
Yeah, like,
no
but
matter
you
what
don't-
you
yeah.
do or
Now it's
say.
like I think you can get away with it at that level, but then there's people online where they'll fuck up, and then on the social space they'll not let it go unless they make a statement. So then
Yeah.
it'll be like I remember Alex Earl had something, and everyone was pissed that she just ignored it, and then all of her comments weekly were like, "You need to make a statement," and then she made a statement, and then everyone got over it.
Yeah, I think that was kind of. I think in the end that worked out, but that's also just because she's really popular, and you know what,
Right.
you're going to lose people. I mean, like with all these people involved in the P Diddy thing, everybody wasn't. A lot of people were involved. Unless they're like seriously like in the videos, they're going to be fine. They're going to be
Right.
fine that they were his friend, and they're going to be fine by not saying a statement.
Right. Yeah.
Because
No,
there's
it's true.
so many of them.
Also, it's like
So
the best
many.
case scenario. She's like, "Oh, I could just go away in my like $1 million houses and not talk to anybody." That sounds like a dream.
yeah, and then just
She's
come
a
back.
mom
Like
at the end of the day.
I think so
Yeah.
many times I just think people just go away
Go away.
for like 6 months.
Yeah.
and nobody
Nobody
will
cares.
remember.
No, because
like,
everyone's on to the next thing.
they're on to the next thing within
Yeah.
like a week and a half.
It's
they're on to
crazy.
the next thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So, this was the indie couple
Yeah.
who don't belong together when he stands up to her dirtbag ex.
We shot this one in Vegas, actually. A lot
Red
of Vegas.
Rock.
Yeah.
Shout out Red Rock.
Okay, so you're not the dirtbag. Who are
He
you?
Yeah.
played both.
was both.
Someone said, like, what is this? One of those Eddie Murphy movies?
Great
And that was
line.
hilarious.
Who do you
'cause-
want to be, the dirtbag or the nice boyfriend?
I like the dirtbag.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm, like, spitting
Okay,
in your
and
mic.
you're the heroine of the movie,
Yeah.
just the relatable girl.
Yeah. I'm just like the indie girl who's
Do you,
like,
is it
Here,
more?
come a little closer to the mic.
Oh,
is
yeah,
it more
yeah.
for you to play with if I'm the indie wallflower?
yeah, that's
Okay.
the shtick. We'll
So
do
it's
that.
2 indie people. Okay,
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the scene?
The scene is I'm gonna make up the scene.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Exactly.
pure improv for you guys. Just really show off your chops.
Queen.
This is the indie story, and you guys are stuck at a bus stop because of his fuck up.
Yep.
And you might miss this big opportunity where you're supposed to play acoustic guitar in Nashville.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're not even a country singer, but that's
Yeah.
like the only music industry is dead everywhere else but.
It's
Yeah.
just hot now.
Okay, go.
Okay, that's it. I'm just gonna hitchhike. I'm just gonna do it.
Wait, no, you can't, Dixie, please. You can't just leave.
Glenn, I'm going to leave. There's tons of opportunities out there. What do you want us to stay here and be a wallflower all your life? Or do you want to get out there and experience people with missing teeth and just understand the world?
I don't feel like I need to meet meth heads to experience the world. I feel like maybe if we just hung around here, there's open mics everywhere, and you don't even play country music.
You're so wrong, Glenn. You're so wrong about everything. And I do play country music. It just comes from my heart.
Okay, I'll go to Nashville with you.
I don't want you to come to Nashville.
What?
I need to go experience this on my own and not be tied down to a wallflower like you.
But don't leave.
That's beautiful. I almost got
Yeah, I got a little more emotional
I got
than
a little
funny.
teary-eyed.
Yeah.
We got range.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
range behind some of this.
Yeah,
So
there's so
funny.
many things. I think
So-
you could also do another thing I'd like you to work on, not today, is
I like the homework.
I think you need to be the rich kid, the Kennedy-esque
yeah.
rich kid of today.
Hell yeah.
And it's not your fault. Just
Right.
life has come really easy. You're not a bad person. You're just used to private jets and stuff.
I can't help my last name.
Yeah.
I can't help that I'm a Kennedy.
Yeah, you cannot help it. And you are repulsed. Absolutely repulsed. And you work together.
Okay.
It's his family's company.
Love.
You're the hardworking girl. Your dad worked in a steel mine.
Of course.
Is that even a thing? Steel
And
mill?
my dad worked
Yeah.
there, so yeah.
Okay. Your dad worked in a steel mine. Your mom died when you were 12.
Yes. It was sad.
And you had to work 3 jobs in college, and you knew his type at
Right.
Columbia. You knew that fucking guy, and he never even looked at you.
I love it.
And now you are working, and it's like you have this great idea to help people.
Yeah.
And you're like, and of course he doesn't get it, but then in the end,
we come together.
we come together
Yeah.
and like, you're saving like entire communities.
I love it. You're
Yeah.
in the writer's room now.
Okay, so I
mean.
think I'd like you to work on that.
Okay.
I need you
You'll
to-
see it pop up.
It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be that scene, but it has to be something rich because
Rich,
you really
yeah.
look rich.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
so sick.
You really,
I look the part. It'd be nice to get
You
there.
really look rich, and you
really look poor.
you don't look poor, but you could be just that scruffy girl that's been
Sure.
able to pass as rich.
yeah, sure.
You knew how to pass as rich for so long.
I love it.
and
Like an Anna Delvey.
yeah, pass as like oh, I knew what to say. I used to drop the lake house talking to people.
Of course.
For sure.
The only lake house I knew is the one that I had to clean after my mom died.
Yeah,
For $50 a day.
So good. It's so good.
Well, my dad worked at the steel mill. You
My
don't know
poor
what
dad,
it's like.
he still works at the steel
You
mill.
don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
We love you, Heather.
awesome.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, is this coming up?
This is coming
is-
up. This is
Tell everybody.
This is the New York Comedy Festival. We have a live sketch show, our first one.
Just the two of you.
The
Just the
regular
two of
sketch
us.
show, just
Yeah.
the two of us. Yeah, it's kind of like a variety show.
Yeah.
November 15th at the Caveat in New York City.
It is sold out.
It is sold out.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
regs sold it out in 24 hours. Our people, so that was really cool.
What do you, you call them the regs?
The regs, yeah,
regs.
shout out regs.
Oh, love it.
They're
Yeah.
like the regulars at a bar.
Yeah. Oh, I like
yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
the regs.
cute.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, that's so great. Well, hopefully you'll do more after that. And-
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but you live in LA.
we live in West Hollywood.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
All
so
right,
we
well-
need you to be our Lisa at some point.
Absolutely.
I mean, we'd
God,
be
that was
honored.
good.
Yeah, James was probably getting a little hot. That's his celebrity hall pass. Is
steamy
Lisa
over here.
Vanderpump.
Okay, I love it. Tell everybody again where to follow you guys. You each have your own. I only shared your Instagram, but what's your TikTok too?
Same thing. Taylor Grayson, TaylorGraysen, and
Yeah, you can find me at James Mitchell Neal, Neal.
Are you going to become the Neals or no?
to be determined.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I don't know.
We
I
got
don't
a
know.
TBD now.
Did you always keep your name?
No.
Oh, really? You
no,
changed it?
I was already on like a TV show when I married my husband, so I stayed.
Chelsea
Heather-
Lily?
Right.
Or-
No, it was called Lyricist Lounge, and I just
Okay.
kept Heather McDonald. He never carried him around. But then when I was pregnant with my first son, Drake, I did add Tobias to everything.
Got it.
Because I was just like, oh, what if I'm like in a hospital or an ER or something, and they're
Sure.
like, who's this kid?
Yeah.
It's not yours or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't think that would matter today,
Yeah.
but whatever. I did that. And so like my fans know like Tobias because I'll talk about my kids
Right.
Tobias and da da da. But I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was like, come on, McDonald is such a good name, you know?
That's like your dad.
Yeah. So I
Don't you want to be an Owen? What the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like-
So I don't think it really matters
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
but
anymore it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, you're the best.
Thank
Thank you so much for having
Thank you
us.
so much.
It was
You're the greatest.
awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye, everyone. Remember, heathermcdonald.net for my dates and my Patreon. Honey Love has revolutionized the wireless bra game. Their bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for uncomfortable wires and unnecessary bulk. You deserve a bra that's lightweight and comfortable without sacrificing support. Embrace freedom, flexibility, and comfort with Honey Love's wire-free bras. Honey Love is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/juicy. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/juicy. Find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style with bras that empower your lifestyle of flexibility.